hope you're having a great day. This is Rita with Backyard Mountain Inspirations. So today is the Makerthon, and it's been a special day. We're thinking about Christmas time. It's about 80 degrees here, but that's okay. I hope you're having a great day. I hope that you are inspired to make some really cool stuff. So let's get started, and I'll show you what we're going to do today. We are going to make a custom clock, and this is the clock that I've done. And we're going to stencil on it, and then we are going to put a background on it as well. So we're going to use a charger for the background. And if you use these metal chargers, I would really wash them good with soap and water. Dawn soap's fine. I've used some alcohol after that just to clean. There's a residue on it, so we want to get that cleaned off. Anyway, so this is the clock we're going to make, and this is what we've done with the charger here. So if you can see that, we're going to put some detail on there. And the clocks are different on the back. So this one here had three little prong things here, and I want to be able to change the battery on it. So I ended up buying this clock at, I don't know, you can get them anywhere. They're dirt cheap too. So they're going to make a really cool gift. So I have got magnets, and I did some little washers on the bottom, just hot glued them on there. And I have a magnet here. So here it is, and it'll sit on your wall. You can put, isn't that cute? I don't know which way to, okay. So I think it's adorable. And then you would put just a little hanger on the back, okay? So let's get started, and we'll make one. So you're going to get your clock, and on the back of it, I'm going to tilt this camera down here. On the back of it, you have some screws in here. So you're going to remove those screws. I've removed all but just a couple. So just get your little screwdriver. A little Phillips is usually what they are. And I'm just unscrewing the back. And if you need to grab it with some tweezers to get it out, if you think you've got it unscrewed enough, do that. This one isn't, but it's a coming. All right. So then you have the little frame, and then you have the glass. You'll remove that, and now you're down to the guts. So what you're going to do is, this is where the hands are. You're just going to kind of wiggle these out, and they will come out. All right. Let's see here. Some of them will be flat, some of them won't. So I'm just letting you know. So if you have to put a little hole in your stencil, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to, because if I do put a hole in there, I can actually go back. Let's see if I can get one in here just to kind of go over this area a little bit. I can go back and I can put some painter's tape on it and cover it up. So these are your stencils. Just work with them how you want. I think this one's going to give me a little bit here. The other clock that I opened up had a, it was flat. So it wasn't an issue at all. All right, so you're just going to lay that stencil down like that. Make sure it's good and flat. So I am using the stencil from the Berries and Branches 2. And here it is. And I tried something today. So this is live and I've tried to do this today. I used some washi tape on air. I just had some washi tape that I didn't think that I would use. So I'm kind of using it to mask off these areas that I don't want touched, so that I can get these edges of this bow that I'm going to make. Okay. So we're going to use green. We're using our art gel paints. And my applicator tool here comes big, but I like to cut it down, so that's what I did. I'll answer any comments that you might have later too. Let's see. I think I want to start with red. On the other clock, I did another ornament on there, so I just wanted to try a different one. I will tell you this. When you're doing your ornament, like I did on here, just make sure that your bow lays pretty flat. I would press it really good so that when these hands pass it, it won't get stuck on the bow. Hope that makes sense. But anyway, I just tried this one here. It already kind of has a little bit of a bow type thing up there on the top, and so I'm just applying that. And I put the washi tape kind of near the star where I thought I might mess up. But you know what? I'm just gonna, here's my disclaimer. You know, I'm just a regular person and I make mistakes, and that's the part of working and crafting. And here's the good idea is if you do make a mistake, you just work with it and figure out how you can work around it. Sometimes you have to add a little something to cover up a blunder. That's a blunder. All right. All right. So I hope you all don't mind a little bit of silence. Right down here in that little corner, I see I missed something. Then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do the star. Now, we probably aren't going to get finished with everything today, but you're going to get a good idea of how I completed that tray, okay? And honestly, getting the clocks together and apart is not a hard thing. So don't be afraid. And just think just think of the stencils of the different things that you can put on these clocks. It's going to be beautiful. You could put some scripture on there if you want. All right, let's see. I'm going to pick up a corner here and just kind of get an idea of if I've got everything in there. That looks pretty good. All right, so now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to kind of try to lift up this washi tape. Let me get a with the corner here so I can get it off the star. You could use any kind of tape, painter's tape or anything like that, but the washi tape's a little bit thinner, so it was easier to use. All right. Just make sure your hands are clean. And let me get this green. All right, we're just about done. I still think I have enough green on my little applicator, my little scraper tool. Gonna add a little bit because I got a little red on there. So you know what? This is a handmade gift. It's just, it probably won't be perfect, but you know what? It's handmade. So I notice I got a little smudge there. I'll just acknowledge that, and I'll probably go back, and I might even use just a tad of paint on there. So let's just look here and see if I feel like I've got everything. Just lift up this corner here. Pull it off. So I'm just setting my stencil in some water over there at the side. So here it is. Here's the stencil. The hands are going to go back on when everything's dry. I'm going to take a little bit of white paint, go over there. I'm not worried about it. But anyway, there's your stencil. So I'm cute, huh? All right. So then you would assemble the clock. And let's get started on the charger. I'm going to move this stuff over to the side here. All right, I want to make sure my hands are clean. Nice thing about using on this charger is you will be able to, if you have a smudge or something like that, you can get that off, okay? So I think I said Hollies and Berries 2 on that last stencil. It's actually Holiday Joy, and this is the Hollies and Berries 2, okay? So I'm going to answer questions later on, and I will also put up a link for these items here. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to lay this on here kind of randomly, okay? I am really just going to use green. I know there's berries in it, but I want to show you something in a little while. So this should actually move kind of quickly here. I'm sorry, I meant to grab green. All right. So this color ink is Grass is Always Greener, okay? So I'm just going to apply this green ink on this tray. Hopefully I'll have time to do a couple of these to show you how you just kind of randomly move these. Hope you can see okay. And here we go. All right, so I'm going to lift this off here, and then I'm going to kind of change and put it in a different spot here, trying to stay away from where I just stenciled. I'm going to drop that down here again. Make sure I've got this smoothed out. And then add the green here. right, and we can set it down over here. Just to kind of give you an idea of how you go random over there. Now, you might want to have berries in there and have them be red, but you're dealing with such an intricate design that through this, our mesh stencils, that I kind of come up with a different way to deal with that. All right, so I've got this off here. I'm going to throw that in here, my water. And let's get going with what else we're going to do. So the other color is the red, and it's called Bless His Heart red. Okay. So if there's some areas here that you don't like, just come in and take them. It's not dry. Now, when you go, you will have to seal this because these will chip off if you don't. You could spray with a sealer. I'd spray with several light coats. And then if you want, I liked the effect that I got when I put Mod Podge over it. It was a nice, solid cover on there. So anyway, here we go. We've got this. And I was going to give you an idea of what you could do with these berries we have. So I took a foam brush. And I tried, I mean, you might find a foam brush and it works fine. Mine wasn't exactly how I wanted it to work. So I just sanded it off a little bit. But anyway, what you're going to do is just go in here and randomly stamp. Now, some of it's going to be a little bit transparent. Some of it isn't. But you'll get the idea of what you can do with the end of your paintbrush, just to kind of go in there and add some berries. And it does not have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, okay? So but it didn't take long at all to do this. And I love how they turn out transparent too. So anyway, there you are. There's what it looks like. And then when you go to put your clock back on, I would use some, it depends on the back of it. The back of this is more solid. So really the Velcro stick-on would work really, really well to put on that. And then you'll have a picture. So I've got a couple things that I wanted to tell you also, and I'll show you one more clock that I did before we're done. But this was a stamp. It's Joy to the World. It's another maker's studio. Sorry guys, a maker studio. I did this in red. I did this in green. And then I took a stylus and I went in the red because I just didn't want to have to tediously deal with all those little red dots. Okay, so I'm trying to stay within our time limit here, but I wanted to show you a clock I did. It's from the Waymaker stencil set. Isn't it cute? And this is a pretty good size. I mean, this is a good size clock. So I used a circle cutter and then I just stenciled a Waymaker on it. I got pretty much good coordinating paper to look with it at the scrapbook store. And then I glued it down and I made a stencil out of it. I mean, I actually used the stencil and made a pretty little gift for somebody. Okay. And this clock's really cool. So go to anywhere, but I love how this clock is going to hang. Isn't that neat? This one, and I picked that one up. They have them at Ollie's. They have them at, well, they have them everywhere, but I was just trying to think of a place that you could get it where it was, pretty much discounted so that you could have a nice gift to give somebody and not spend a lot of money. So anyway, I think my time is up. Thank you for stopping by. I'll answer your questions on my Facebook page, Backyard Mountain Inspirations. Have a great day.